Good evening, sir.
Evening, ma'am. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, everybody. So after 3 sessions of D3, we are having 3 more today. Sir will take them. Sir will take these 3 topics one time.
Can we start, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can start. What is the topic, sir?
Ayudh Drekkana.
Okay. Request to everybody, please come on screen.
Okay, let's start with a prayer. Hari Om Gananam Tva Ganapatigam Havamahe Kavim Kavinavuvastavastamam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashram Vannotipissir Sadhanam Prano Devi Saraswati Vajever Vajini Deenamavitrayavatu Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswati Namaha Sri Gurupyo Namaha Hari Om Om Bhurvavasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargodevasya Dhimedhyam Prachodayat Adithyaya Somaya Mitraya Padasha Guru Shukrasanidhyasya Bhakti. Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Okay, after doing this 3 sessions, we'll do one more very important aspect, Ayudh Drekkana. Okay. Ayudh Drekkana, there are actually 36 Drekkana Surupas. Actually, you have in each Rasi, there are 3 Drekkanas. So in total, there are 36 Drekkanas. Each has different descriptions. Like you have Ayudha, Sarpa, Nigada, Pakshi, Tajushpada, Varaha, Pasha, Soumya, Mishra, Rudra, Agni, Jala. One aspect of the descriptions. But actually, most of the chaste classics generally separate them into Ayudha, Chatushpada, Pakshi, and Sarpa. So you know the Drekkana is the energy of the 3rd house. So it is more of a not a very evolved particular Varga. It is a very primary base energy Varga. So naturally, the energy of the Varga has to be divided accordingly. So what you say when you say Ayudha means it is typically a very particular warrior-like, Kshatriya-like energy. You have next you have Chatushpada. Chatushpada is an animal kind of energy. So instincts of an animal, what you have, the different animals they have given. So depending on which sign it goes, that animals change. Mostly it is not wild animals. It is only divided into domestic animals. Then we have Pakshi. There are some nature traits of Pakshi. And after this, animal bird, then we have something called Sarpa. Sarpa are more deeper, basal, darker sides of our personality. So certain signs dominate with Ayudha, certain with Chatushpada, certain with Pakshi, certain in Sarpa. Some might have all 4, but certain are exclusively only for Ayudha, only for Sarpa, and some Pakshi are there. So when you go into understanding the nature of a personality, only with a D1 chart, you cannot understand all this. There are so much more wealth of knowledge hidden in Drekkana. I'm just going to explain to you only one aspect of Ayudha. See, there is just not the Ayudha. You still have female, male Drekkana. I'll also be taking the importance of female, male. The Drekkana is divided into male, female, not just because if the Lord is a male and female, there are some other meaning for it. And what is the meaning for it? We've already seen when the Drekkana is divided into the Tattva Rahasya, Narada, Agastya, Durvasa. I have taken a class. There is some classics which go on to describe the Drekkana based on Uttama, Madhyama, and Adhama Drekkana. Some very old books describe these particular aspects. We still have, apart from these 4, there are also, you have Nigada, Pakshi, Chatushpada, Varaha, Pasha, Soumya, Mishra, Rudra, Agni, Jala. There's few more other Drekkanas given by some other books. Each book has some, I've seen on particular Ratnakara Drekkanas, the treasure fighting Drekkanas, also the 2 Drekkanas alone, the treasure can be found, which is the Rudra Drekkana is there. Krura Drekkana, some like Soumya and Krura. Some Drekkanas are Soumya, some Drekkanas are Krura. Many divisions. Very, very understanding. See, our character A character has different aspect. Of the fifth house, a character is different. Seventh, ninth, each house. This is an extension of the third house. Drekkana is a primary. So understanding the whole chart. It's not just understanding one aspect of the horoscope. It is understanding the whole horoscope, but from a particular dimension. From a particular dimension, from the third house dimension, is very important. We understand everything about what I say. In fact, children, marriage, very, very important. You cannot cross over, and certain professions are very much particular. You see, in fact, I will tell you a technique. Just looking at one glance at the Drekkana, you can tell what is the profession. What is not visible in the D1 chart. When you superimpose the D1 on the D3 or the D3 on the D1, you will have a particular configuration. You will easily understand what could be the profession. So important it's our action, our energy, our what I say, what you want to do, the basic karma to act, the spirit to act. That is what I say, that energy is there. So you can understand the whole horoscope based on that particular aspect. So we will take one particular aspect of the Drekkana, Ayudha. I just explain how important is Ayudha Drekkana. See, Ayudh Drekkana is one is fearless, aggressive, energetic, violent, has an opposing and fighting disposition, determined, hardworking, persistence, loves mechanics, good with weapons, instruments, gadgets, computers. So nowadays you can see people using computers and from the farming instrument to every other instrument related things. It's just not weapons. More, what I say, every other person who loves to use instrument related things either will depict, depending on the planet sitting in the particular Drekkana and which house the Drekkana, it will change. So either Drekkana can be seen with people in power, politician, rulers will have important planets. It is not either he holds a weapon. It shows your power. It shows the control or the will to dominate. So you will know where this Drekkana will fall. Leaders, CEOs, and people who rule they feel have active planets in Ayudha Drekkana. Good planets in Ayudha Drekkana give mastery over instruments and gadgets, vehicles, and when malefics are there. In Ayudha Drekkana, one faces there are two sides to it. One is from the professional angle. Then one is when identifying disease, accidents, suicides, other negative aspects, those aspects, Ayudha Drekkana also will play a vital role. So there are two sides to it, a constructive side and a destructive side, depending on the house involved, depending on the planet involved. So this is the introduction to what is Ayudha. We will go into, okay, this is the signs of the Ayudha Drekkana. So Aries first and third. You can easily understand what is the logic, why it should be in Aries, a fire sign. Gemini, it is the second and third side. Leo, completely an Ayudha Drekkana. 1, 2, 3, it is an Ayudha Drekkana. Virgo, the second alone is an Ayudha Drekkana. Libra, the third. Then you have Capricorn, Sagittarius, the third Drekkana. Capricorn, the 10th and the first and the third. And Aquarius, you have the first and the third. In Pisces, you have the first Drekkana. So this, what is it? This is a base. Okay, we will explain a bit more. See, in Aries and Mars, first Sagittarius and Jupiter are the next. In Gemini, it is Libra and Aquarius. So the division which I've given you for how we in each sign, which is the sign, which is the planet. In Ayudha Drekkanas falling, if they fall in Aries, Leo, Capricorn, Aquarius, they are more fierce and strong. And the Ayudha Drekkanas falling in Gemini, Virgo, Libra, so Sagittarius and Pisces are more mentally strong. The other one is more fierce and strong. The other one is more it is strong, but from a different perspective. The planets in these Drekkanas naturally will act differently. Saturn, Mars, Rahu, Ketu in these Drekkanas will work differently. They are definitely the actual Ayudha type, the weapon type, or the warrior type, or the fighting type, and opposing type. But when you have softer planets, Jupiter, Venus, Moon, Mercury, especially let's say in 159 or a 7th house, 11th house, you don't expect, even if it is in these houses, what happens. But again, imagine in the house of marriage, you have two planets in the 7th house in an Ayudha Drekkana. You will understand both will be fighting. with weapons. That's how the marriage will be there. If it is in the 6th house, you will understand what is it. Could be an accident or something related to it. So Ayudh Drekkana falling in a trines or a kendra is different, or falling in a benefic house, it works differently. When benefics sit in an Ayudh Drekkana, it works differently. Malefics sitting in Ayudh Drekkana, particularly in a 6, 8, 12, the meaning is totally very different. So each house, which planet will change the whole aspect of the Drekkana. I'll give you my biggest example, which you want to understand. Oh, this is Ayudh Drekkana. Example starts with the example chart of a person. Wait, before that, we'll go this. So Ayudh Drekkana in Aries makes one aggressive, violent, and fierce, and one love to use sharp instrument and weapons. Ayudh Drekkana in Leo gives power and authority, and they love instruments of command and control. Ayudh Drekkana in Gemini makes one intellectual with strong communication, and they are good with instruments of speed, communication, and travel. Ayudh Drekkana in Virgo makes one good with surgical instruments or instruments of fineness. So you see people, sculptors, people using those kind of even needlework, all these kind of things. You will see a Virgo Ayudh Drekkana making. Ayudh Drekkana in Libra makes one good with musical instruments, gadgets, and entertainment missionaries. Ayudh Drekkana in Sagittarius makes one good at instruments related to development and progress. Ayudh Drekkana in Capricorn makes one extremely determined, hardworking, and focused, and they like instrument gadgets to increase efficiency and speed of work. Ayudh Drekkana in Aquarius makes one expert in the latest instrument and gadgets. Ayudh Drekkana in Pisces makes one proficient with instruments related to sea, travel, or your final destination. Look, this is Adolf Hitler's horoscope. Okay, you just no need to look at anything. You just look at the planets in Ayudh Drekkana. Okay, that Drekkana itself explains their story. It is not Ayudh Drekkana. Which house they are also plays a role. He has, in the Rasi chart itself, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 planets and fire signs. It continues in Drekkana. In Drekkana, he has 6 planets in fire signs. It is just not, that is not the explanation. Where you have not missed looking at, if you have seen Adolf Hitler's chart, the most important aspect, he has Sun, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, Manti. Almost every planet is sitting in Ayudh Drekkana. This is the first horoscope you will have to come into mind. You want to understand about Ayudh Drekkana. I think this is the best example I can start off with. So you'll understand the quality of the chart. It's not immediately what I say. Everybody, there are many people who will have Ayudh Drekkana as like, everybody is not Hitler, but it should go with the signs. In the D1 chart, there is a dominant fire sign domination, and it is also there in Drekkana. You can see his Sun exalted, and Mars is also extremely very strong. So all put together, you'll understand this. So we will see other dimensions. You should not get carried away. If somebody has Ayudh Drekkana, is going to be a Hitler. I've seen, I think, even Steven Spielberg's horoscope with a lot of Ayudh Drekkana, but it works differently. One is leader of his field. Like he commands and dominates his field is also Ayudh Drekkana. But that's what I'm saying. It is Ayudh Drekkana with the planets, which sign matters a lot. Any doubts? Anybody wants to say something on any doubts on this chart?
Sir, along with the classification of Ayudh Drekkana,
yeah,
there is also the word Krura and Mishra mentioned here in the table.
Yeah, that is other classification. That's why I said there are many more. Sarpa, many other are there. Okay, this is also has Krura also. So I said Saumya, Krura. There are other classifications also. So what are these planets in what? It is not in Pakshi, it is not in Saumya. Mostly it is in Ayudha and Krura. If you calculate, put as horoscope, this is what you will get in Jagannatha Hora or any other software. So that also matters. Krura also matters. But now you forget about Krura. Just focus on the Ayudha aspect. Yeah. Okay, now look at this. Slightly different. See, Queen Elizabeth. Now she has Sun, Mars, Jupiter, and Rahu Ketu. Okay, here, okay, you know, Hitler was, what I say, he was a typical embodiment of somebody who epitomized weapons. The Ayudha means it is, here it is command. So one was ruling for a long time. Okay, that control, that is also depicted. What is that's why I brought the other side. Okay, she's not like she's not like Hitler, but then again that control which she had. Okay, that kind of control also, what to say, Ayudh Drekkana will give. Again, you must see the planets involved. An exalted sun in Ayudh Drekkana, you have an exalted Mars in Ayudh Drekkana, the Lagna Lord, Jupiter in Ayudh Drekkana. These planets are not in fire signs. Okay, like the previous horoscope, what is it? There's no domination of five signs. That was Ayudh Drekkana with the domination of five signs. Here it is totally divided in many of them. So it changes accordingly, it modifies accordingly. Okay. We'll see. See this horoscope now. Now another person of a totally different genre. This is Steve Jobs. You know what he was famous for? What revolution he brought into the computer field. He has the same. Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, Rahu. He has in Ayudh Drekkana. So this is again another totally from Hitler. We move to the Queen, and now you have somebody who revolutionized what do you call the computer field. The way he brought out different things. This is the Ayudha which he uses. See the planets, which houses it is placed. Yoga Karaka, Mars in Lagna, exalted Mercury in the 6th, 5th Lord Jupiter in the 11th, 10th Lord Venus in Leo and Ayudha Drekkana, 7th Lord and the 3rd Lagna with Mars. And see, again, this I'm not telling one more aspect. You must know how to see Tregana also. So I'm just giving you that aspect of seeing only the Ayudha Drekkana. Among the four main things, Ayudha, Chatushpada, Pakshi, what I say, I'm just giving you how to Ayudha alone. So you have somebody who revolutionized the computer industry. You have Steve Jobs with so much of Ayudha. Any doubts? You have any doubts on this chart?
Namaste, sir. I'm able to show in the, like the Narada, Durvasa, these in the D3 in the AMSA rulers. Where do I find the table that you're showing?
This one. This is, you go down first page, right click, below it will be there. Just go below, it will be there. I think the last before 4 it will be there. The 64th Drekkana, 22nd Drekkana. Before that, you'll have these depictions.
Right, sir. I see that. Thank you.
Okay. This is a personal chart which I have. I just wanted to show because naturally a surgeon. So what is a surgeon is mastery with his weapon. Okay. So with his knife he has, naturally he must have doctors particularly who use, I was searching for a lot of dentists. I did see dentists with 2-3 planets in there, but I selected a particular surgeon when I saw. Then he had about, see that, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, Rahu, Mandi sitting in more than 5 planets sitting, and he's a person whose life is to do a lot with weapons. So naturally the house changes. So you will have to apply it accordingly. Okay, just immediately when you look at the horoscope, see, this is what very important for the moment you see, this will be very helpful for you for profession identification. I already told you how Narada, Agastya and Durvasa was helpful in understanding the Tattva Rahasya. This is another 4 basic methods we'll have to understand. What happens when planets in Chatushpada, when they are in Pakshi, when they are in Sarpa, and when they are what is Ayudha. 4 basic human tendencies. What I say, you have to understand what a person will like, what is the interest, what is basic drive, is very important to understand. Then you have many male, female, you have Jala, you have Agni. There are other aspects for different understandings are there. But this is very important. You will have to understand. After you understand Narada, Agastya and Durvasa, you will have to understand these 4 very important. Only then you can understand the drive of the person. What is a major drive? If it's all there in one, it's a different thing. But when you have most of the planets in more than 4 planets sitting in a particular Drekkana Swarupa, it's very easy to understand what will be his life. See this person, Muhammad Ali. So he has Mars, Mars in its own house. You have Mercury there, you have Venus, Saturn, Rahu. Most of the planets are sitting in a box. Naturally, what I say, the kind of field he does. This is I think his boxing gloves or weapon. Predominant of planets in Ayudh Drekkana. Can you look at the glance at the horoscope and tell what profession he'll be? I told you, if you look at the glance at the horoscope, what his profession will be. So we know he's a boxer, but can you see it in the horoscope? In the Drekkana. These are reserved for the class, but I'm just asking you if you can understand it.
It's visible in the D1, sir, like the Aries, Saturn, Mars, and the 10th house, but like 6th house.
Where is it in Drekkana?
6th house in the Drekkana.
What is his profession?
He's a boxer. It's like 6th house is again for profession.
Yeah.
And
not only that, there is one more rule. It is very, very important. Just one glance, you just compare the D1 and Drekkana, the profession will be so clear to you. Neither the Navamsa, sometimes the Navamsa and the Samsa will come, but the Drekkana will not fit.
Is it the 10th house of D1 in the 6th house of Drekkana?
Yeah, this is one rule. That there's one more basic rule. If you apply it, you immediately will understand what will be the person's profession. Okay. Now look at this. Rajiv Gandhi. You know what Rajiv Gandhi was before? He was a pilot. Okay. And this, I have not put this horoscope because he was a pilot. Okay. There are other shades of either Drekkana also. You know how he died? He was assassinated. Bomb blast. Okay. Look at the horoscope. This is also what an Ayudh Drekkana can do. Okay. His moon, Ayudh Drekkana. There are other aspects. Mars is Agni is very, very important for us. I'll explain different. Mercury, he was running through the Antardasa of Mercury in Ayudh Drekkana and Krura Drekkana in Jupiter, Venus, and Mandi are very, very important. The planet, how you will die is very clearly understood in how you die, where you die, when you will die. It's all depicted in Drekkana. Drekkana is also the other aspect of, apart from this, is how you die. Suicides, accidents, all are visible in Drekkana. So naturally, a planet will clearly show how you will die if you see in Drekkana. So it's this domination. See, he was a pilot. He comes into politics, accidentally comes in. You know how he comes to politics? His mother dies. The morning his mother dies, evening he's the PM of the nation. That is how that he dies, and he dies through an Ayudh. And it was during the same period he died. You know when he died? Rahu Mercury. Can you see it in Drekkana? Where is Rahu in Drekkana? In the D1 chart, it is in Rahu's in the 12th house. Where is Drekkana in the? Where is Rahu in Drekkana? It is in the 8th house. It was Mercury Antardasa. Mercury is aspected by D1, 6th and 7th Lord, Saturn, and aspected by Mars. Mercury is sitting in Mars's house, aspected by Mars, aspected by Saturn. It is in squaring to Rahu Ketu, also sitting in Ayudh Drekkana. You have the Dasa Lord already. See, so many aspects Drekkana can reveal. If you look at the D1 chart, nobody will say he will die in Rahu Mercury. Rahu is in the 12th house, Mercury is in the Lagna. You just look at that, it is so clear. He's running the Dasa of Rahu in the 8th, and Mercury is the Maraga Lord, 7th Lord. What is he? Sitting in an Ayudh Drekkana in Mars is aspected by Saturn and Mars. What more do you want? It is so clear. You can death is so clear in Drekkana, you will not see it in the D1. Okay, look at his brother. This is just a reverse. He is a pilot. He died because of in a plane crash. Okay, so you can see that domination coming. So he had Moon, Mars, Jupiter, Venus, and Mandi in Ayudh Drekkana. He was running the period of Moon and Mercury. So very clearly, Moon is in the 8th house. In Drekkana, it is in the 12th house with Mars. Moon was there. Mercury is sitting in Badagastana in both D1 and D3 with Saturn. And most important thing, the Desa Lord Moon is in Ayudh Drekkana. Mercury is in Sarpa Drekkana. Again, I showed you people who rule the world, starting with Hitler, who was just a weapon himself. Then somebody who commanded, who was ruling. Then you had, we saw, Steve Jobs rule the industry. We saw a surge. We've seen the negative shades. Two negative shades, I just wanted to show you where Ayudh Drekkana can play a role in these two charts. Okay, there's another, it's a boxer. I think he was at the same time of Muhammad Ali, George Foreman. Again, he has Sun, Venus, Saturn, Rahu, and Lagna in Ayudh Drekkana. And see, when he's a boxer, naturally it is just not the the dominance. Just because planets are then Ayudh Drekkana does not make him a boxer. There are other rules which is there. He has an exalted mass in the horoscope. You can see other planets dominating the horoscope. Even this horoscope, one glance, you can tell what is his profession. Can anybody tell me what will be his? Yes, we know he's a boxer, but what is the reason in the Drekkana, not in the Rasi chart? You don't need to see anything. Just see one basic principle, you will know what will be his profession.
In both the boxers' charts, the 6th house was loaded with malefics.
Yes, that is one thing, but that is that can be many things. One more basic is there. One more basic is there. You have to identify. 10th Lord in the 6th house. Both had 10th Lord in this. Even in this horoscope, 10th Lord is in the 6th house, which made him a box. One more role, which you never saw, which you can see it in all charts. You can see. Figure it out. There's one more very basic. The moment you see the horoscope, you can easily say, not exactly as a profession. Oh, this particular, this should be this particular should be one of this must be the profession. You can see.
So the domination planet in the fiery sign.
Yeah. That is all there. But I'm telling one very clear, obvious difference. You can see when you look at that Drekkana. Anyone's Drekkana in a what profession he will be doing, you can easily say.
Malefic in the ascendant?
See, malefic in ascendant, how will you say what profession in? Yeah, okay, one is there, the 10th Lord is in the 6th house in Drekkana, the malefic domination is there in the 6th house, but something more very easy, very simple. You don't need to break your head or complicate and confuse like this, this and this, and this star, this, come, this. Very basic is there. Just look at it. Let's see. Okay. Look at one country's chart, Palestine. Okay, look at it was formed in 1988. When it is formed, look at the planetary positions. Sun in Ayudha, Mercury in Ayudha, Saturn in Ayudha, Ketu in Ayudha, Mandi in Ayudha. It's not only that, Lagnas and Sarpa, you have a Nigala. Nigala is another one very negative aspect. It is fettered, it is caught, stuck up. Only one Drekkana in Capricorn has that fettered, stuck up. No, you are totally tied down. It's the meaning of Nigala Drekkana. We'll give you a country's chart also, and formation of country chart. And too many, it is there in Ayudha. Either if they are well placed, you shine because of machinery and weaponry and instruments, or you are using them predominantly, or you are a victim of that. That can be. So it depends on your horoscope planetary position. What is exactly either doing for you? Can be you can figure it out in the horoscope. Even in this horoscope, you can find out what should be the major aspect of Palestine. Just looking at a glance, what should be the main theme of the country. Okay. Any other doubts? I think I finished for the Drekkana things. Any doubts you all have? You all can ask me on Ayudh Drekkana.
So what was the
I
answer
have
to that question, sir?
Sir, I can get you.
What was the answer to that question, sir? I think we have not still answered. You gave us a lot of
I
choices.
think I'm leaving it to figure it out. It's very, very important. One glance at the Drekkana and you can tell the profession. Not very difficult, and it's not complicated. You no need to see 10th Lord sitting in this house conjoined with that planet. And no, just one very simple rule you can find. You can see it in all the horoscopes. I just wanted to tell you how powerful and how important can be Drekkana. What is it? Because it's karma. So it can be very, seen with one glance. You can find out what it is. The profession.
Can you give us a clue, sir?
I'm telling you, it's a very simple rule. It is just a very simple rule. It's not like, because I can prove somebody's profession by bringing 10 rules of astrology and saying this is his profession. Any chart you show me, I'll say this is profession, because there are so many rules in astrology to prove, justify this is because of this. I can tell you this tattva, this element, this planet, this. But this is not like that. Very simple. Just one glance at it. Okay, give you the clue is it is a comparison of the D1. It is not exclusively seeing that thing. You don't see it separately. There is a comparison of the D1 with the D3. There's a superimposition. So there's a stark difference what happens, and the profession becomes very. It should be this. This should be the profession. Okay, let me be clear.
So I have a question, sir.
Yes.
So D1 is usually, people say, the physical manifestation,
Yes.
and the all other divisional charts are like for the respective ones. So when we connect D1, D3 or and D9 for the LGBT or beauty or anything,
Yeah.
let's say like in an important person's chart, if we
Yeah.
see that in three, do we have to see like in which dasa that person will be important? Like,
Yes,
is
definitely. We in fact we're seeing one of the class I'm taking will be regarding that.
okay.
So I even have two important charts also. I'll show you also. Importance, very, very important, but because this is base energy. All these primal related energies of a person is very more clearly from the Drekkana than any other bhava. You don't need to run to the Navamsa to see suicide. These are seen only. Many things you should, what I say, like a summary or synopsis of the horoscopes is taken in the an outline picture is there in the D1 chart. Next level, you move to the next level. You are okay. You in Hora, it is the yin yang of the horoscope. The horoscope is split like a yin yang. The Adhararishwara, the horoscope. Then we come to the actual creation. There is a formation. There is a triangle formation. What I say in there? What I say the karma. All the base energies of the horoscope is visible in D3. It is very, very important. You can't miss D3 for many aspects. And I've seen for profession, it becomes very, very clear.
So I have two more questions, sir. Sorry if I'm taking too much time.
No, sure.
So like when we are looking at the profession, like let's say we are looking at the profession in D3 chart, and like in a surgeon's chart, like it is clearly aspecting 10th house, Saturn and Mars.
Yeah.
That is surgeon
See,
is what
you see that horoscope. It is not necessary because it's an Ayudh Drekkana. The surgeons have that. You look at the other combinations also, will fit in. How much is the play of the sixth lord in the there is a rules for a medical doctor, what is to be there. Naturally, for a doctor, the sixth house Mars must play a vital role. Where is the role of Mars in Drekkana? Compared to the D1 chart, you will see the importance more stronger in the D3 chart.
Okay, sir. So like in that surgeon's example that you had shown, it is like fifth and 12th lord is Mars and sitting in the fourth aspect in 10th. Anyhow, my question is, like, can we see the field, like the specialization? Surgeon could be
yes.
for
second house should be strong for a surgeon.
Like a gynae surgeon.
Definitely more than other anybody else. You can see Mars playing more stronger for a surgeon.
Okay.
I'm saying, see, it will be more clearer in Drekkana than the D1 chart. So you can have a confirmation. Only then you should go to other Varga charts. Okay, Navamsa. Navamsa will come later. What is it? If you see in between D1 and D9 is Drekkana. This is like a bridge. So it's like the fill in the blanks. What is it? You have two letters and one letter will connect both the letters. So if you miss it, you go only to the first and third letter, you will not understand the word. So the middle letter, what connects actually D1 and D9 is Drekkana. You will understand Navamsa better when you understand D3. If you go without understanding D to Navamsa, it will confuse. You might have 2-3 horoscopes, might easy. But then you want to understand, every time you want to understand Navamsa correctly, understand D3, then you can connect to D9 very easily.
Okay, sir. One last question, sir, for now. So when any planet, like in the examples or like even in the charts that I'm seeing, there is empty Drekkana, like only like except for 1 or 2 planets, like it's just empty. What does that signify, sir? Like when we are interpreting?
If there is a planet sitting in a particular Drekkana, that particular Bhava or house has a lot to say. When there is no planet generally in a particular Bhava, you have to take the Lord. Naturally, where is the Lord placed? But always when we analyze astrology, a Bhava having a particular planet has a lot of story too. You have a lot of story regarding that. 7th Lord having 2 malefics and 7th Lord with 2 malefics is two different meanings. When a Bhava is directly involved, what I say, the influence of the Bhava is very, very strong. So an empty Bhava, the influence on good or the bad influence is very mild.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Anybody else? Anything on? So this is a very, very important basic. There are actually 36 Drekkanas, and I explained to you there are more, not just these 4. There are more, like you have Rudra Drekkana, Jala Drekkana is there. You have Agni Drekkana, you have Saumya Drekkana, Mishra Drekkana, many other Drekkanas. But this first basic 4 things you will have to understand. Ayudha, Chatushpada, Pakshi is very, very important. You will have to understand these 4 very, very basics, because this shows our 4 basic drives. That basic drives is very, very important. Sarpa, another is a Sarpa Drekkana. Sarpa is a slightly different aspect. It mostly you will see it, though it is in Pisces. I've seen in Cancer and Scorpio, particularly in Scorpio. Why Scorpio has such negative aspects to it? It is not because it's Scorpio. It is also a Sarpa Drekkana. A Sarpa Drekkana in Scorpio, a Sarpa Drekkana in Pisces, and Sarpa Drekkana in Cancer means different. Meaning, why you want to give them traits? It's not because it's ruled by Scorpio or ruled by Mars, is the 8th of the zodiac. Okay, this is also why they have given it. Why some are given only Mesha and Leo is given either Drekkana. Why Pakshi is given to one particular Drekkana. Pakshi Drekkana has been given. Why Chatushpada Drekkana is only given. You need to understand the division. Apart from basically we have learned certain things, but Drekkana you will have to understand. Why Samma Pakshi, Samma Chatushpada, Samma Sarpa, Samma Ayudha. This is very, very fundamental knowledge you will have to understand. If you want to understand for every aspect of the horoscope. You cannot move into the horoscope. You know why they have given it. For these signs are given Sarpa. What is the meaning of these signs only having Sarpa? Why Ayudha has been given to them? It's very, very important. You have to understand for every other aspect of the horoscope. Pakshi, why Pakshi? You want to understand the nature of the person, profession of the person. One is a traveling person. Without Pakshi, you cannot say anything about travel, communication, living abroad, foreign countries. Chatushpada, another very important aspect. Animal. It's, yes, you can see an animal lover. Dealing with animals is another aspect. It's not exactly. What is the nature of an animal, basically? 3rd house, no? Let's say we were in the Stone Age. What is the basic survival instinct of the person? So, so those particular aspects, when somebody has, usually the Varna is divided into Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaisya, Shudra. Some people have Chandala. But in the Trigona, we have not gone that high. There's no Brahmana yet. That will come in the 5th house and 9th house only. The Brahmana will come only in the 9th house. In Trigona, it is only 3 houses. So the houses are only will start with what is Ayudh, not even human. Though there are human Drekkana also there. In Drekkana, we also have human Drekkana, animal Drekkana, bird Drekkana, weapon Drekkana, non-living Drekkana, Sarpa Drekkana. See, these divisions is very, very important. Why, if you want, you have to go beyond the just D1 chart. You are jumping to Navamsa chart. This is basics of astrology are hidden in D3. You need to understand this just to understand D1 itself, I'm saying. So this is very, very important. You can't jump into Navamsa without understanding what is, like I said, non-living, human, non-living bird, animal, serpent, all these things. So that important is Drekkana. But it's not an advanced study also. It's a basic study. Okay. Anybody else? Any other doubt?
I
No.
think, sir, I think the boxer chart and the surgeon chart had Mars and Saturn conjunction. Do we get to see these conjunctions often in places where Ayudham is used?
Yes, yes. See, one is Mars is by itself. It's it is a weaponry planet. Then imagine it sitting in Ayudh Drekkana. How important does it become? Who sits in Ayudh Drekkana? That gives a fineness to the Ayudh. If Shukra sits in Ayudh Drekkana, Shukra is not weapons. Okay, it is using fineness of this. Mercury and Venus is different. Which house it is also matters. So which planet, which house matters a lot. Changing what is going to be the instrument. The first chart with what I say, the first example you will have to understand Ayudh works is Hitler's chart. Everything is in Ayudh. He is the what I say best example for Ayudh. Then you have Steve Jobs. His industry, he changed the what I say complete industrial world. Computers, this is what we are today. Is what I say what Steve Jobs has done. He has everything in Ayudh. So you have a boxer, and the same thing. The other side of the Ayudh is what I say when you have accidents. What is a car accident, vehicle accident, killed by a weapon, stabbed. All that you will see. So what I say either playing a vital role. There's an explanation I'll take in class about death itself. Death is very important. The role of Karesha, the role of Mrityu, role of Mandi, role of these Sarpa Drekkana, the Ayudh Drekkana, what killed by an animal is Chatuspad Drekkana, killed by a bird is Pakshi Drekkana. All this will play a vital role in death.
Sir, but like in case of Steve Jobs, the boxers or the surgeons, the Ayudh is like of different forms, right, sir? Like they're using Ayudh, but like the opponent is different.
So it becomes instrument. It becomes totally different. That's what I'm saying. The planets will change the meaning. Is it crude weapons or what I say? If it is just what I say, a weapons of progress and development. Okay. So that will completely change. So how, where it is in D1, where it is in D3, it will change completely. In Hitler's horoscope, it is all in fiery signs, just 3 and 7. You know what is 3 and 7? No, typically only in these houses the planets are sitting down.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Ma'am, you're mute.
Sir, I was asking if they have any more queries on this topic.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for this session.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
We have this session in June, 2 sessions, 8 hours. To learn more about Drekkana, as sir says, D3 is even more important before jumping to V9, D10. So we need to learn this very properly. Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank
See
you.
you soon, everybody. Yes.